and Anil Jain, Ajay Kumar, and all who are present here. Good evening to you all. Today we have assembled here to speak about this UGC regulation, equity regulations. This regulation came into force on 13th of January 2026 after a great fight. I have to in fact thank Indira Jay Singh, because Indira Jay Singh, she took up the case of two students to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court asked the UGC, after coming to conclusion that there has been a caste discrimination prevailing in the colleges and universities. So Supreme Court wanted to frame guidelines, and that is how the guidelines came into force. As soon as the guidelines came into force, within 16 days, 13th January, the regulation came. And 29th January, the regulation was stayed by the Supreme Court. I am asking a question to the union government, that is central government. When Waqf Act was challenged before the Supreme Court, you had a team of law officers, including Attorney General and Solicitor General, to object and see that no interim orders are passed. But when this equity regulations was challenged before the Supreme Court, why the union government, or for that matter UGC, did not contest this case and oppose this case and saw to that no stay is granted. So therefore, there is a collusion. I sincerely believe that there is a collusion in seeing to that the court grants an interim order without any opposition from the union government or from the UGC side. Had the union government, who had all the information in advance, they know that this UGC regulation is going to be challenged in court, they could have very well asked their highest law officer to be present in the court and defend the regulation. They have not done it. So this shows that on one hand, I will show myself that I am supporting the backward class, I am for the marginalized people, I am helping the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students. But on the other hand, they themselves are opposed to it and seeing to that the court stays this regulation. So friends, this regulation, I will tell you, it is a step, number one step. When you see the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Atrocities Act, it is in a similar nature. This equity regulation has been brought for the other backward classes also. Even though Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe is also included when they talk about discrimination, and the objective part of it, this regulation is a step forward to really help the other backward class students from pursuing their courses without any interruption, without any discrimination, either from the staffs or from the management or from the professors. Therefore, this regulation we have to see to that the stay granted by the Supreme Court has to be vacated. In fact, I myself, when in 2023, two students were harassed in Hyderabad. I have written a letter to the Union Minister for Education saying that the students belonging to the backward class community are being harassed. Take a student doing PhD courses. He is not given a guide. If a student from a backward class or a scheduled caste or a scheduled tribe pursues his PhD course, they will not get guide. Likewise, the students in the graduation or post-graduation, they are being discouraged. Why today we have so much of dropouts? Can anyone account for the dropouts? Because of the discourage, the students from the marginalized community they are facing in the colleges and universities. That is why we are having a huge dropout. They don't want our students to study and go forward. They want to be dropped. And that is the reason why we all fought and we got this UGC regulation, equity regulations, one of the noble cause this regulation serves. And this was not brought easily. In fact, my leader, Mr. MK Stalin, he has also condemned when the UGC regulation was stayed by Supreme Court. So we are taking steps. Another thing is we are taking steps to fight out before the Supreme Court. But fighting in Supreme Court alone will not solve this problem. We have to take up this issue not only in Parliament but also to the people. And the students should be sensitized. Therefore, time has come that we all have to join together. And this is not for today, but it is for tomorrow. Our students should be benefited by this regulation. If this regulation is going to be adopted in other areas like employment, where you can see filling up of posts, they are seeing to that the OBC does not get the earmark post. One of my good friends said, not found suitable. In fact, I have taken up these issues in Parliament several times. So therefore, this is the first step that is coming into the university and colleges. This regulation has to be made as an act, like similar to that of SC/ST Atrocities Act. Even for the other backward class, we have to get an act which prevents the discrimination not only in the education but also employment. I would thank the organizers because I am the last speaker. I have no